What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a update on the little basement nano tank that I have set up. I like to do monthly updates. I think that it's important for anybody that's I guess making videos for themselves or for YouTube or whatever. I think it's important because it shows me my progress. It's kind of like a logbook on how everything's running, and it may help you guys as well. So let's take a look. We're going to look at all the equipment, how everything's running, what I do weekly, and then we're going to take a closer look at the tank, at some of the coral and inverts that are not there anymore, and some new stuff that's been added. So this tank's been running for 2 months now, and it is, I'd like to say super easy. The only thing that's not super easy is I have to, I'm manually auto-topping this off. So once a day, I come downstairs, I fill this with RODI water, which is sitting right here. This is how it looks every day, just so you guys know. I fill the RODI water in this cup, and I pour it directly in the little overflow box there, and that is all I do daily. There was fish in here at one time, and I used to feed them daily as well, but there's no more fish in here. We'll talk about that in a second, like I said. So I do the little auto top off. Yeah, I could get one, but this is a little budget build. I'm home every day. If I wasn't home every day, then I would definitely invest in an auto top off for this tank. But since I come home every single day, this is just more of a budget build for me. I just put it in there and pour it in, and it's done. Now we'll go to the light. The light is it's the same thing. This is the year-old Mars Aqua black box LED. I have it sitting 9 inches off the water, and the whole thing turns on all at once. It's 20% whites, 80% blues, and that's it. Super simple. No dimming or anything like that. Turns on and it turns off. Comes on at noon, turns off at 10:15 at night. Now we'll go over to the filtration. Still using the Fluval 70 hang on the back filter. I have a coarse sponge as the first layer underneath. Then it goes to a thing of carbon, and then a pinky pad. And I actually have a piece of, it's a good size piece of live rock that's holding everything down and in place. So it's kind of like a real mini sump. And you guys can see that the water quality is super clear. There's no algae growing on anything. I don't scrub this tank. The only thing I do is clean the glass. And once a week I do a 5-gallon water change. It's a total of 17 gallons of water. That's in the 20 long, and I do a 5-gallon water change. And since it's bare bottom, everything collects. Let me move this out of the way. You can see here, everything collects right over here, and it's easy. I just stick the hose in there, suck everything up, move the rocks, clean behind it, and get the rest of the water out. That's just, from the water column itself. I don't dose this tank with anything. I don't feed it. Once in a while, I will test the alkalinity. Maybe twice a week, and dose it if I need to. But other than that, this tank is the easiest tank I've ever had in 4 years. Granted, it's only 2 months old, so it hasn't really had time to have any issues, I guess you could say. But 2 months is a good amount of time, I think, for a tank to go through everything it had to go through, and it's working really well. This tank, it's actually so much fun because it's in my basement, and I have all my supplies that I do all my stuff with there. I have all my stuff for dipping and fragging and everything. This is my little station for that. So it's all like right here. I love this tank. I have an unfinished basement with concrete floor. So I don't mind, when I'm doing things, if I spill water, it's not a big deal. It dries up, and I don't have to worry about the carpet or the hardwood. So this is like a really fun tank. So now let's look at everything that's in here. So last time we saw this, actually I'll leave a link right at the top of the screen right now. So if you haven't seen it, you can see the difference of what the tank looked like last time I did an update and to what it looks like now. So right at the top right of your screen, that's where that little icon is, to click on the previous video for this. So anyway, this tank used to have a couple pieces of live rock, a bunch of anemones, just a couple of frags, and it's changed. It's changed completely. So this past weekend, my buddy Seymour. You guys may know him as Reefing with O. He had a piece of equipment malfunction on his tank, and the entire tank crashed. So he's back up and running now, and he's a good buddy of mine and a good buddy of Dave's. So O came over, or Seymour came over, and he took home 4 of the anemones. 4 or 5, I forget. Took home 4 of the anemones, the 2 clownfish. They're going to be in a 10-gallon tank and hang out just like they were in here, because those clownfish were paired for, I think, 2 years maybe longer. And they loved the anemones, you know, no matter where you put them. They were easy to catch. When I got them out of Dave's tank, I literally just lifted the anemone up to the top of the tank and put it in a big net. So I'm glad that they are going to be staying with each other. And if I want updates, I can just say, hey, oh, send me a picture, which I've already done already. I've called them twice, and I'm like, yo, how are they doing? So everything's doing well. Now, a lot of this coral is from my upstairs tank. Let me see if I can put this. Yeah, I'm still using, by the way, my little Billy Vision DIY kind of thing there. So let's adjust this and see if we can't get a little bit. There we go. So I took all my acans and brought them downstairs. These are all the acans that I'm going to be bringing to Reefapalooza. I did bring some bird's nests. I have, that's the Rainbow. Not going to be getting rid of that. I want to just, I'm experimenting on how it looks from my tank, which is T5s to LEDs. And this one anemone is for somebody that's going to be at Reefapalooza. So if you're watching this video, there's your little baby anemone still hanging out, and it's on a nice piece of rock. So I'm going to be taking the rest of the frags from the 75 and putting them down here as well, so that everything will be going from T5s and Reef Brights to the black box. So I'm going to see how everything looks. I've actually been extremely surprised and impressed at how everything is doing when I just take it out and put it right in. You guys can see here, everything looks really, really happy. So, going to be bringing down a lot of frags. I'm going to be bringing down all those bird's nests, all the zoanthids, everything. So, and before Palooza, I'm going to be fragging this up, unless somebody wants that entire colony. It is actually pretty big. Wait till it opens up. It's huge. It's like a really nice tree. But yeah, all in all, this is a really fun tank. You know, if you're thinking about setting up something like this, take this off. If you're thinking about setting something up, you know, like a little nano tank like this, I would recommend it. I mean, the Fluval 70. I have a little tiny itty bitty power head back there. I think that's the hydor 420 or something like that, 425, and it's just doing, it's kind of hard to video here because the background is not painted black, so it's kind of a weird glare for filming, but everything has a really nice flow to it. Down below is nice and clean. There's some stuff that's built up, but it's very easy. When I do a water change, I'll hit the right side with the turkey baster and push everything over here and then suck it all up. But everything's doing really good. So, yep. That's that. Let me see, I'll turn on this here, so maybe, yeah, it's a little better. Without the filter. Looks pretty good. That's it. So, we are about 9 minutes in. If you've stuck around long enough, I'm going to show you something very quick. I'm working on a project downstairs. That's it. That's it. That's all you get to see. Stay tuned, because maybe we'll be getting into that project over there a little bit more in depth. So, I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you enjoyed this update. And remember, if you have a tank and you post videos on YouTube, you know, get that monthly update out. Let's see how everything's looking. See how your equipment's running. I love watching updates for the simple fact that it's full of information, and I like information when it comes to this hobby, right? Who doesn't? So, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Alright, I just want to thank you guys again for stopping by. If you did like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And while you're here, hit that little crab icon to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell for any future videos or updates. And in case you haven't seen these 2 videos, you might want to click on one and check it out. Again, thanks for stopping by.